Alright, so I got another idea for a Star Trek episode, and I'm not making this up off the top of my head right now. So, Picard and Riker are the only people on the Enterprise, and they don't know why. They just woke up one day and like, where's everybody? And so they're walking all around the ship, and they say, computer, where's everybody? And the computer says, everybody but you and Riker are not on the ship right now. And then they say, well, where'd they all go? And the computer says, I do not have that information. And this is an episode with bearded Riker, so he's not a complete jackass. And so like there's this black hole or wormholes or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Outside the ship, and they think, oh, maybe that black hole or that wormhole did something with it. And until then, they spend half the episode trying to figure it out, and then it turns out they were on the holodeck the whole time. Those episodes where it turns out they were in the holodeck the whole time, basically just, oh, you were having a dream the entire time. That's how little they cared about it. See, if I were making Star Trek episodes, I would never have a episode that ends with a dream. Like, oh, it was just a dream. Nothing you did mattered. And it'd be a really crappy episode too, with the dream. Like, oh, well, we just wasted that whole time. Might as well, it'd be a clip show. Remember when TV shows for a little while were doing clip shows a lot because they were too cheap to make an entire episode? So they just said, oh, let's just make a clip show with all the past, with stuff from past episodes. Nobody's gonna notice. We didn't notice, and we didn't watch the episode. You could have just not had that episode. You could have just saved all that time, just not making it. There's no reason to make a clip episode ever. Nobody watches it, so what's the point? And then they should have and they're gonna have a new Star Trek series, and they should have more tribbles, because the original Star Trek, it had tribbles and people like that. And so obviously, if you're going to do a new Star Trek series, you just do what they've been doing the whole time. Just keep doing what they did before. Don't try anything different. Like, just make it original Star Trek, but in the past or the future. Who cares? That's what they did with Voyager. It was just the next generation on the other side of the galaxy. Nothing mattered. Just no matter what happened, just like, oh, whatever happened in the last episode didn't matter, unless it was a two-parter. Then it mattered. But then it didn't matter anymore once the two-parter was over. So if you don't remember back in the day on UPN, which is what Voyager was on, which was weird, they were hyping up Species 8, 7, whatever, I don't care. Because they didn't care either. They were hyped it up. Like, oh, this is going to be big. Lasted 2 episodes. And then there's just some other random episode later where it turns out they can shapeshift. They can just shapeshift now. It's like, oh, wait, isn't that what they're doing in DS9? Because remember, DS9 was running at the same time as Voyager. And they were apparently they ran out of ideas. And they said, oh, let's just have more shapeshifters. We'll just have it. And then they decide, oh, okay, I guess not. I guess they're okay now. Like what happened to them? Did they just leave? I'm not going to play Star Trek Online to find out. I'm sure Star Trek Online covers all those loose threads and everything they just dropped. That's another thing about Star Trek Online. They completely missed a point, because they had to make it an MMO. And they said, you know what people really loved about Star Trek? All the fighting, just non-stop fighting. Those were the best episodes, right? Where they just fought the entire time. They just tried to blow up other ships all the time. They never talked. There was nothing. And then, of course, I'm being sarcastic, by the way. And of course, they had to do it for an MMO, because what else could they do? It's not like they could actually make an MMO out of diplomacy with AI. Because it's not like the AI is going to be able to do anything. It's like the AI is just dumb. They can't do anything. It's going to be really cool when AI is at human level. Maybe they can fix me. That'd be nice. Voyager should not have just been the next generation on the other side of the galaxy. It should have been thinking like, oh, this is a strange part of the galaxy. Because even though that it shouldn't matter that it's a different part of the galaxy, that it's like, oh, this is a weird place because it's a different place, and that automatically means everything is bizarre and weird. No, it doesn't work that way. Just being somewhere different doesn't automatically make everything make no sense at all. But they should have done it that anyway, because that's what they were trying to make it be. It should have been like they were going they could have just stolen old myths of space like to have ocean monsters, which they did that. They actually did do that. There was an ocean monster with a salty space captain. That was very rare when they did that kind of stuff. There could have been a lot of cool things. And every time they did that, they said, okay, but we're going to have at least 20 Next Generation episodes. And it doesn't make any sense because like Next Generation clearly showed they had to go to space dock to perform particular maintenance things that you wouldn't be able to do on your own. But they're just able to do it. It just turned out, oh, there's ships. There's places where you can just get your ship fixed, despite the fact they've never seen any of the technology in your ship ever before. They're just able to fix it, able to maintain the whole thing. Just that easy. Don't worry about the Prime Directive. You can just go to any old planet and say, hey, can you fix our ship? And sure. Captain Janeway broke the Prime Directive a lot. She murdered a ship full of polluting Captain Planet villains because there was a species living in the dark area in the dark void in space. And then she also blew up a wormhole that would take people farther ahead in space. And then it turns out in another episode, they were illegally dumping, and they blew up the wormhole because they just assumed the government that they came from was saying, oh yeah, you could do that. Even though it was very clear that they were doing it in secret, they weren't supposed to be doing it. And it turns out later in another episode, yeah, they weren't supposed to be doing it, and they were doing dumping illegally. But old Captain Janeway said, oh no, I know what's best for this part of the galaxy. You're gonna do what I say. For some reason, this doesn't break the Prime Directive. I'm just going to kill all these people because they're dumping pollution here. Just kill them. Man, what a terrible series that is. You know whose fault it is? Rick Berman. There's two guys. I can't remember all their names because I really don't care. They just as Star Trek went on, they just completely just made it worse and worse and worse and dumber and dumber. And then they finally got rid of those guys. And then they say, all right, J.J. Abrams, just remake Nemesis a couple of times. Nemesis is a remake of Wrath of Khan. So hey, let's have a Wrath of Khan movie too. Let's have a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake. And yeah, I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking at my face. Can't help it. Deal with it. You don't pay me to do this. I'm gonna make it the way I want. And I want to look at my face. There's nothing you can do about it. They could have used the holodeck as a weapon. They put it, not the holodeck, hologenerators. They could have, like, if somebody beams onto the ship, have your hologenerators make a wall and squish them. Just that simple. Bam. Somebody's been squished on deck 5. They beamed on board. For some reason, they didn't beam us off. They could have easily beamed all of us into space, but they didn't. They just decided they were going to kill us in hand-to-hand combat. Apparently that works. It doesn't work now. Now, not now as in the show, but now as in real life. That doesn't work now, but apparently in the show, sustained beams of charged particles that can kill somebody just by touching, just a tiny glancing blow. No, that won't stop them. They just walk right through it. Somehow they all miss. That new Star Trek series is going to suck. They're going to make a Star Wars series too, I bet. And it's going to suck too. I'm going to need a coffin after watching that.